Hi guys, and happy Veganuary. Well, today I have been vegan for a little over a week. I'm just kind of trying it out for like my gut health, and I ran into this PETA starter guide, and it had this really delicious looking meal plan for 1 week of breakfast, lunches, and dinners. And I thought it would be kind of nice to see if I could get some good meal ideas and recipe ideas. In addition, it has like actual recipes, and then there's also some recipes that are suggestions where you have to go out and find the recipe. So what I'm going to try this week is to do a video for every single day of this meal plan on the PETA vegan starter kit. So let me show you the meal plan over here. So this is probably going to be a series. I don't think that this will all fit into one video. Throughout the meals and also at the end of each video, I'm going to kind of give it a review. Like, did I think these meals were expensive? Were they relatively easy to make if you were new at being vegan? Were they satisfying? Were they meals that are gonna actually keep you full? Also, like, is this nutritious? Does it have the recommended daily intake of the stuff that we need for our bodies? And does it have a lot of processed foods? There's gonna be a balance. You need to have some stuff that's easy, especially if you're at the beginning of something like going vegan, and you also need to make sure that it's still like not just a bunch of garbage. So but what we're gonna start out with is day number 1, which is gonna be the bagel with cream cheese, the fruit salad. For lunch we're having kind of like a hummus pita bread situation, and then for dinner spaghetti and meatballs. And I actually already have some spaghetti and meatballs from a recipe that I made earlier this week, so that's gonna be perfect as long as it thaws in time. We will find out this week, so let's go. Day 1, my friends. It is about 5:30 in the morning. I just came back from Vaughn's to get my bagels and cream cheese for our first meal on the meal plan. I also grabbed this pie dish out of my car for the tort later. I'm not sure if I can commit to buying a springform pan just to try making a tort, but we'll see. Alright, here's our little haul for day 1. We picked up these whole grain bagels. I got 1 apple because I actually already have 2 apples that I bought last week, so those are going to be for the tort. And then they have my favorite brand at Vaughn's, and they're open at 5 a.m. This is the Kite Hill cream cheese. I got 2. I got the chive one to put on the bagels. That's like a staple in my fridge. And then I got the plain one, and that is going to be for the tort that we're going to make later tonight. If you're just shopping at Walmart, at my Walmart they have the new Mayoko's cream cheese. I don't really like it that much, but if Walmart's all you have, it'll do. It's kind of sour, but I feel like if you were putting it in a tort, then the sugar might like outweigh the sourness. This one tastes a lot better. This one, you gotta get 2 because the tort takes 8 ounces of cream cheese. So if you're gonna put cream cheese on your bagel too, then you need a second cream cheese. And then this is for the fruit bowl that we're gonna make. I figured this would save us some time because the pineapple and papaya is already cut up. I already have a mango, which we're gonna add to it for our breakfast. Alternatively, if you want to make this even easier, you could get canned mango and just mix it with the fruit. Also, I like that these are in like small portions, you know, because like I'm not going to eat the same fruit every day. The plan basically has a different fruit every single day, so I don't want the rest of the fruit to go bad in my fridge. And also, I'm not a huge fan of pineapple anyway. Alright, let's make some breakfast. Well, I don't cut a lot of mangoes, but I know there's like a seed in the middle there somewhere. Actually, a butter knife might be better for this. Okay, I think we're gonna aim for like 100 grams of mango. Alexa said a serving was 1 mango, but that was like a little bit too much, I think, if you're gonna mix it with other fruits. Now this one is slightly sweetened and it's in coconut water, so 1 serving comes out to 70 calories. The mango itself was about 60. But we'll probably just eat all the juices that it's into since we're counting the calories for it. Dump that in. Give it a little mix. Alright, let's go work on our bagel. So this cream cheese, a serving is 33 grams. We got 60 calories, mostly fat. It's got 6 grams of fat. That's pretty good for in the morning though, because you need some fat to fill you up. And then it does have 2 protein and 2 carbs. So now with the bagel, we're looking at 13 protein. That's pretty decent for a vegan meal. Now we need to find out if it's really going to be 1 serving of cream cheese or if we're going to need 2 for this bagel. That's about half a serving. Ooh, man down. That bare spot right there. Alright, let's plate it up. There she is, a beauty to behold. We got whole grains, we got fats, we got some fruit, and let's dive in. No makeup on yet. It's 6 a.m. I've been up for 2 hours, so this better taste good. How could it not? My favorite cream cheese. Alright, so I thought that the fruit salad was actually pretty tasty because of the coconut water. I would definitely eat it again with or without the mangoes added to it. So let's take a look at the macros. So I had 14 grams of protein, which is pretty decent for a vegan meal. It had 86 carbs and 38 of those were sugar, so that's something that I would worry about, definitely, is 38 grams of sugar. It did have 10 fiber and 9 fat. I think that's good to have some fat in the morning. This is what I would suggest instead of the fruit salad mix that has the added sugars. I would take that mango and just do frozen mango instead. Then when you buy frozen mango, it's already chopped up. You don't have to worry about it going bad on you because it's in the freezer. And I would just take that serving of mango and throw it into a smoothie with some almond milk, spinach, protein powder, and make like a little smoothie to go along with your bagel instead of the fruit salad bowl. This is what that would do to your macros. It would bring your carbs down to 70 and bring your protein all the way up to 24, which is really nice. That will keep you full for a while. It's also going to bring your fiber up by 1 and really cut down on that sugar. Look, from 38 all the way to 21, that's like half the amount of sugar. And it's still going to taste sweet from the mango, and you can even throw like a stevia in there if you wanted to for the smoothie. Another option would be obviously if you just made the fruit mix from scratch so that it didn't have the added sugar with just fresh papaya, mango, and pineapple. It would be a little more work, I'm not gonna lie. Cutting up a pineapple is kind of hard, but this is what the macros would look like. It would bring the sugar down to 34, so not by much, but at least it would be all naturally occurring sugar. I would still add the protein shake in my opinion though. Or maybe at least add the almond milk on the side, even if you don't want to have a protein shake, because a lot of almond milks are going to be enriched with vitamins like vitamin D that you really need and that are kind of hard to get from a vegan diet. So I would suggest adding some type of enriched non-dairy milk to the breakfast. We're back and we're gonna make the pita sandwich. So let me show you what I'm working with. Alright, we got the cucumber and tomato. We got some hummus. I already had this in my fridge. It is a homemade lentil hummus. So I'm gonna use the rest of this up. If you wanted to make this without getting too much extra hummus, they do have these little cups that are like hummus and pretzels. That might be a good option if you just want to try it out and you're not sure if you like hummus or not. And then I have this sprig of parsley. You could do a lot more, but I'm not a huge fan of parsley. I'm just gonna put a little bit in there. I don't exactly have a pocket pita, but these are gonna expire soon. I need to use them up, so I tried to cut them. You'll see in a minute. So here is my pita. I just cut it in half and then tried to make a little pocket. Yeah, there's a hole in it. So I guess we'll do it upside down so that we don't get hummus all over the hole. I'm gonna slice the cucumber pretty thin. That way it doesn't give the bread even more problems. It's falling apart pretty bad over there. Okay. Now, carrot sticks. That'd be good to dip in some hummus if I wasn't out of it, but I think I have another dip that might work. I'm just gonna use up these baby carrots instead because, yeah, that's what I got in my fridge. Close enough. Now I need some olives. I got this can of olives here. That looks pretty nice. I think this is gonna really help balance out the meal because it doesn't really have very much fat in it right now, so it might not like last me a while. But when you add the olives as a snack, I think that's gonna help. Serving size is 3 olives. I think we'll do a few more servings. Alright, since I don't have much hummus left, I'm going to use this homemade tzatziki. Basically, I made it out of this yogurt here. It's pretty low calories. 3/4 of a cup is only going to give you 90 calories. And on top of that, it's bulked up with dill and cucumber. And then, of course, you got some garlic and salt and pepper for flavor. So I made up a batch of that. I'm going to use that to dip my vegetables in and maybe even dip my sandwich in. It's really hard to get out of this bottle. Maybe I will not store it in this type of bottle in the future. Better to just do a nice pour there. Picture perfect. Alright, here is my completed lunch. I would suggest whenever you're having a serving of legumes, especially if you didn't eat very many legumes before you started being vegan, to have some type of enzymes to help you digest them because your body probably isn't making a lot of that enzyme right now. These ones are vegetarian. I don't think they're vegan. because they're like a whole bunch of different ones. But you can buy like just the one that is specific to digesting beans, and you could probably find a vegan version of that. I'm just gonna use up the rest of these until when I run out, and then I'll try to get a vegan version since I don't really need the enzymes for digesting dairy, since I won't be eating any dairy anymore. I'll come back after the meal and let you know how it went. That was so yummy, especially with the tzatziki sauce. If you want to try it with vegan tzatziki, but you don't want to make it from scratch, even though it really is pretty easy recipe, I'll link it down below. But I have seen a pre-made one by Kite Hill. I've only seen it so far at Whole Foods, and it is like a lot thicker and more rich than the one I make with the coconut yogurt. So I prefer the lighter one. But if you did just want to grab some for this meal, I would highly suggest eating this with tzatziki. I'm too full to eat all of the carrots and olives, so I'm just gonna save them for later as a snack. But yeah, that lunch was delicious. Alright, so here is my lunch. PETA came out to 400 calories altogether, 409. We got the baby carrots, the olives. I did 3 servings or 9 olives. And then we had these. For the hummus, I just approximated with the Sabra hummus. I put 2 tablespoons, but actually now that I think about it, I probably had 2 tablespoons on each one. So let's do 2 servings of that. Okay, so that brings it up to 479. No wonder it was so filling. And then, yeah, and then I just added just the yogurt. I don't think the tablespoon of grated cucumber is really going to add much to that. So I just put 2 tablespoons or 30 grams of that yogurt, which was only 16 calories. All right, let's see what it came out to as far as our macros. Alright, we got 12 protein, pretty good for a vegan meal. Quite a bit of fat, probably from the olive, so that should be some healthy fats, and 67 carbs. Let's take a look at the other factors. We did get 16 grams of fiber, which should keep you satiated. And then, yeah, overall I would say it would be nice if it had a little more protein. If I had more hummus, I definitely would have used more because it was delicious. Let's take a look at our overall macros and nutrition for the day so far. We are at 929 calories, which seems like a pretty good goal. This doesn't include my snacks. I think I mostly got so hungry immediately after breakfast because of how much sugar was in the breakfast. So yeah, you might want to include some snacks. But with both of them added together, we had, let's see our macros first. So we're at 26 on our carbs already for today. I mean on our protein, so that's pretty good. And 153 carbs, 28 fat, so we're at 26% of our calories so far coming from fat. That's not too much, and we know that a lot of that was good fats. And we got way good on our fiber because we're already past our goal and it's only lunch. So looking good so far. Alright guys, we are going to go ahead and get this tart started. I have a feeling it's going to need some cooling time, so I got my mise en place going on, and I got the butter and the flour had to be chilled, so those are in the fridge. And yeah, we're going to set the oven to 392 degrees Fahrenheit, so like almost 400, but also like my oven overheats, so. saute this apples for 2 to 3 minutes. We're gonna take these out, but we're gonna reserve that liquid for later to divide it in the first part of the recipe. There we go. They want us to cream together the rest of the butter, the 80 mils of white sugar, all the flour, and 1 teaspoon of our vanilla, which all never made a tort, but I did watch a video and the crust seems to have more moisture than this. There we go, that's the crumbly texture that you want. That's a bit tort-like in appearance, wouldn't you say? Cream cheese, lemon juice, the rest of our vanilla, cornstarch, and the rest of our white sugar. Cream cheese. A system. Set a timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes, starting now.
System.
21 minutes, starting now.
Alright, now we're just gonna sprinkle on our almonds. Alright, there we go. 10 more minutes. I was just finishing up my snack, my leftovers from earlier, and I decided to try this French onion dip. I've never had it before. I've had their ranch dip, which was pretty good, but this French onion dip is really delicious. It doesn't have any soy in it. It is number 1 ingredient almond milk, number 2 ingredient onion. And it's kind of, it's brown colored instead of white, but I just had real onion dip at Thanksgiving and it tastes pretty much the same as real onion dip. I like it. Alright guys, it's finally time for dinner, and after our whole baking adventure, I'm really glad that the dinner is just spaghetti and meatballs. So I'm just using this whole grain spaghetti, easy peasy, gonna boil it for 10 minutes. I'm whipping up some Caesar dressing on my romaine, and then I realized that it was actual Caesar dressing from Thanksgiving and not the follow your heart Caesar that I usually buy. So yeah, I had to dump that salad and start over with some cashew cream. I did later add some vinegar to that cashew cream to make it taste more like a salad dressing. And then this is the Violife Just Like Parmesan that I'm topping it with. I kind of went heavy on that. That stuff can be hard on your tummy, so be careful. All right, finally our spaghetti's ready. I have this actually, I already had the sauce and the meatballs pre-made. My meatballs did not turn out very good. I did like a lentil meatball recipe. So I would highly suggest you just buy the Gardein meatballs and make this an easy weeknight dinner, like the plan says. Also, I have lentils in my spaghetti sauce, which made this meal incredibly filling. I was so stuffed. And we're just topping it with a little Parmesan and basil to be fancy. Alright guys, here is the completed dinner. Simple spaghetti and meatballs with a side salad. Yeah, I'm thinking overall for the day with the like pita sandwich at lunch, the spaghetti and meatballs and the salad, and then the bagel for breakfast. This was like a pretty easy day other than making the tort. And I personally would not make a giant tort like that and have a bunch of sugar in my house. But if you're like having a big family and you're only cooking vegan food for yourself, everyone in your house is going to eat that tort. Plus, you can give it to your neighbors if you don't want it hanging around your house, which is, I think, what we're going to do. It was really good though. So we're just looking at the macros now. That meal had 30 protein. Whoa. And I logged it with the Gardein, since that's probably what most people would grab. That those Gardein meatballs are pretty good. And here I have added the macros and the tort to the full day so that we can check out what the macros will be for the full day after adding that. Comes out to a little over 1600. That's not including all the lentils and stuff that I added. That would be just like regular pasta sauce. But 57 protein for the day. That's pretty decent. I would still add the protein shake, which actually I did. And then the fat is very, very high. And I think that's from the adding the Parmesan to the dinner and also the fat in the cheesecake for the dessert. So I wouldn't say that that amount of fat is healthy, but if it's your first week going vegan, I would still make sure that there's some fat in your food. Well, that's it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great veganuary, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next video, day number 2.